Hey guys, Peyton Snakeback here again for another random video for you guys today. So, a couple days ago I did the video on all the best horror movies to watch on Film Rise. But what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to talk about the best shows to watch on Investigation Discovery. And if you don't know me by now, I love the ID channel. But I'm not going to talk about a lot of them because, of course, there is a lot of shows that's came on and they don't do anymore. I'm just going to talk about some of them. And of course, in the future, there's going to be, of course, more shows that they come up with than what's on here now. But this is one of those videos you just want to do because, I can't, like I said, I can't go to the movies because they're closed, and you know this is basically one of those kind of videos. You can't really do anything but stay home and go to work and all that stuff. But basically, if you don't know what the ID Go Up is, it's an app. But it's basically you have to have cable. Of course, I have cable. And what you can do is, like, you can download this app on your phone, on your iPad. Because I'm doing this on my iPad. Try to do it on my TV, but it's too light and much light going through the window because my TV's right by a window. And you basically you can watch this in the car or on an airplane, on a train, in a motel room. It's a really neat app. This is one of those ones I've been watching during my quarantine. But again, what I'm doing is I'm going to go through some of the shows on here that's on here right now. And what's very cool about this app is, another thing that's cool is, I don't know if I mentioned it, but you can also watch live TV on this thing, and it has some stuff on here that doesn't even come on TV anymore. Like, it may not be on demand on Comcast, but it could be on here. That's kind of the neat thing about this app. But I'm gonna go through some of them and talk about some of them. Alright, and so I'm gonna start off with Crime to Remember. I've always really liked the show. I always liked how it talk about, like, like crimes that happened back in the 30s and the 40s and, like, the 50s and all that. Doesn't look like that comes on anymore. I didn't know that. Yeah, but that's one of those shows I always really liked. And of course, some of these shows came out to DVD, like Homicide Hunter came out to DVD. I've never seen an episode of A Stranger in My Home years ago. That was years ago, though. Behind Manson Walls, that's one that does not come on anymore. There's a Bill Cosby Story right there, which I don't even think I've seen, to be honest. The Body Cam, that looks like similar to, like, the one show that's coming on now. The See No Evil. I need to check that out. Let me know down below if that one's any good. I might need to check that out. There's Bloodlands right there. Let's see if I missed any. Oh, here's some right here I missed. Got Barbara Walters Presents. I remember seeing an episode of that years ago. It was like one about John Benet Ramsey story. And I think they did one for O.J. Simpson as well. And the Menendez brothers, I think that's what they're called. Beauty Queen Murders, that's something that does not even come on anymore. They haven't made an episode of that in like 6 years now. There's the Casey Anthony story. I think that was from that. I know I had that episode on the DVD from Lionsgate, which was the American Murder Mystery. And that was one of the episodes that was in there. Okay, and of course, let's see. Crywolf, that's a show I really like, about this guy who, he's like a, private investigator and, like, tries to, like, figure out, like, these, people go up to him and they think they're, like, there was one where a woman thought that, their husband was cheating on them or having an affair, and he goes and tries to get evidence to prove that, to see if they were or if they're up to something else. It's actually kind of a neat show. That's one of the shows I'm binge watching right now. Dark Minds. When I think about this guy right here, he always looks like a chef, like from like one of the Food Network channels. But he's actually a Investigation Discovery person. No, Cold Blood is supposed to be on here somewhere. That's what I'm looking for. Alright, here we go. Caught on Camera. I think it was another one of those shows. It was kind of like, See No Evil. That's another show I need to check out as well. Chandra Levy. I think I've seen that one on that DVD I got. Cold Blood. This is one of those shows I really highly recommend. Love that show a lot. It's one of those shows that does not come on anymore. And it's not on demand, but the cool thing about it is it's on this app for free. For free, well, if you have the Investigation Discovery channel. Deadline Crime with Tamron Hall. I remember watching, probably half the first season. I just didn't watch that any more episodes. I don't know why. I need to get back into that show, though. Because it's kind of like another show that's on here. I'm going to talk about in a little bit when I get to it. Paul is on. No, Deadly Women. That's because my mom and my grandfather are a big fan of this channel as well. But that's one of those channels that's one of those shows she watches as well. Deadly Women, which is basically stories about women that's killed people years ago. They even talk about ones that happened back in the 1800s. I don't know, it's completely insane. Death by Gossip. I don't even think that comes on anymore. Diabolical. Disappeared. That was a show that stopped coming on for a while, and then they did a revival, and now it doesn't come on. They don't do new episodes of that anymore. Drew Peterson. I think I have that one as well. Evil Stepmothers. Evil Lives Here. Fatal Encounters. FBI Criminal Pursuit. That's one of those shows I really liked as well. Has some pretty interesting stories in that one. And there's a show, and this is a show as well I need to get back into. I watched the first season. I probably watched a couple episodes of season 2, and I just stopped watching it. I don't know why I stopped, but I need to get back into it, which is Fear Thy Neighbor. About people that are always getting in feuds with other neighbors and stuff. It was actually a pretty interesting show. I like I said, I need to get back into that. Grave Secrets. I've seen an episode of that. Handsome Devils. Hear No Evil. And of course, Homicide Hunter, which, of course, if you guys didn't know, that show ended. I'm kind of disappointed it did, but I heard something about he said something in a live video months ago that he's doing something else. I don't know what it is exactly. He didn't mention it. He said it, but he is doing a new show on Investigation Discovery, and it should come on in August or something. I don't know what it is though. Of course, Home Sweet Homicide. But I've always loved his cases, and the reason, because he did about 400 homicides, and of course he didn't talk about all of them. He talked mainly probably 150 cases so far. But of course, if you don't know the reason why he's not doing the show anymore, is because there's most of the stories they were just too disturbing, too gory, or they talked about it was simple cases, probably cases that probably only took 5 minutes. I don't know what that word is. And of course, some of them had to do with kids, and he didn't want to talk about the ones that happened with kids. So, and I can understand that. Hostage. I don't even know if I heard that one. House of Horrors, Kidnapped. That was actually a cool show. I Almost Got Away with Murder, about how I think it was people escaping from prison and how they been hiding away from the cops. That was actually kind of interesting. How Not to Kill Your Wife. I Am Homicide. I think that was the show that's not happening anymore. It came on for 2 seasons, I believe. Then they just canceled it all of a sudden. It was kind of like a knockoff to like the Homicide Hunter. Ice Cold Killers was kind of cool. Terror on a Train. I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's a show or a special. Some of these ones are actually specials. Imposters, that doesn't come on anymore. In Pursuit with John Walsh. Is OJ innocent right there? John Bonet story. Karma's a Bitch. Kidnapped, 3 Days in Hell. Killer Confessions, Killer Instinct. Last Seen Alive. That was like a show that was kind of like disappeared, but it only ran for one season. It was kind of interesting though, but it only ran for one season, but it doesn't come on anymore. It's a shame how some of these ones they just don't do anymore. Motives and Murders. That was kind of like similar. I think it was from the same creator who did Cold Blood, but I really liked that one just as much as Cold Blood because it kind of had like that feel to it. That's what I really liked about it. But it's another show that don't even come on anymore. It was kind of the same thing. Like they stopped doing it for a little while, then it came back on. Now they're not doing it anymore. It was kind of like disappeared. Murder Comes Home. Murder Comes to Town. Murder Chose Me. I think that was. I could be wrong, but I think that was the show that was kind of like the Homicide Hunter knockoff. I don't think it was I Am Homicide. I think it was this one. I think it was Murder Chose Me. My Dirty Little Secret. That don't come on anymore. Murder or Murder University. Nightmare Next Door. That don't come on anymore. I know they released like a season, or not like a season, but like some random episodes of that on DVD, and I of course have that. Obsession Dark Desire, same thing, with like disappeared. It was a show that didn't come on they stopped doing it for a little while, but then it came back on. But I've always really liked that show. It was kind of like, that's probably kind of like why I like the movies like Fear, Swim Fan, Boy Next Door. Why, it's probably the reason why I like those ones. Got O.J. Simpson Trial, The Real Story. On the Case with Paul Lazon, that's a show I really like. I'm surprised that it's been on for all these years still. Alright, I'm back. Water break real quick. Alright, we're on the piece now. We got People Magazine Investigates. Right there. That was a decent show. Not my favorite, but it was decent. And there was like some spin-offs that came on. Like there's People Magazine Investigates like fashion or something. I can't really see that. People Magazine Investigates cults. Red Rum. I don't even think that comes on anymore. Scorned. Scott Peterson, I think I've seen that one. Shadow of a Doubt. Sinisters Ministers. I remember that show. I didn't watch much of that. It was kind of like, you know, these pastors, they were up to no good and stuff. Like pastors who done crimes. Surviving Evil. That was actually a neat show. Again, another one that doesn't come on anymore. Swamp Murders. Now, the first 2 seasons of Swamp Murders were actually kind of cool, but like but from seasons 3 to whenever it continues still, I just didn't really care for it because it just wasn't, you know, the same as like the first 2. I don't know. I just didn't really get into the other seasons. You know, Tabloid, that's the one that Jerry Springer did. I watched an episode of that. I thought it was okay. You know, that doesn't come on anymore, I know. There's the Ted Bundy thing. Mind of a Murderer. Sorry about that. Here we are. See, it's hard to doing this and record at the same time, you know. Perfect Murder. I think I've seen, like, first season. I watched half of season 2, and that was it. I just couldn't get into it anymore. Unmasks. I know there was another. Oh yeah, here's this one right here. True Crime with Aphrodite Jones. I actually kind of like that one. I watched a couple episodes of it, and it was kind of decent. Of course, there was one on here I didn't talk about. I forgot. Where is that? I just talked about it earlier, so here it is. You know, See No Evil, of course. You know, I like these shows that has to do with, like, surveillance cameras. That's mainly why I like that show. All right, where are we at? Okay, Unusual Suspects. That's a great show right there. Doesn't come on anymore. And then this version came on. It's called Unusual Suspects: Deadly Intent. I didn't watch an episode of that. I don't know if that was worth watching, but let me know if I need to check that out, though. And of course, Web of Lies. I love that show. Who the Bleep Did I Marry? Who Killed Jane Doe? Your Worst Nightmare. You know, that's pretty much it. So that's pretty much all the shows that they have on this app, and there's a lot. And of course, you know, in the future, there's going to be there's going to be new shows, or yeah, like new shows that they're going to be doing in the future that's going to be on here. But those are pretty much the ones I would highly recommend. The ones I mainly talk about. But let me know down below which ones you think I should watch and which ones I should try out. But hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.